Hi, Gary. Anna, it's a pleasure to meet with you today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I'm sure that's even gotten busier since you accepted the position of VP of Information Technology at Arcland, and I wanted to say congrats on that, by the way. And just kind of touch base with you. Was it a smooth transition from your old job, or are you still, do you wish you had more help? Do you feel like you need someone to kind of help you guide you in the right direction, or do you feel pretty confident with the team that you have behind you? It's nice to meet you too, Anna, and thank you so much. The transition went smooth as expected. I do have a great team supporting me here at Arcland. I've just noticed that working for a more environmentally conscious company definitely has its challenges more than I expected. Really, what are some of those challenges that you're facing? I really feel like we're spending too much on some of our expenditures. For instance, we spend about 10 million on our payroll and our benefits. Now, while that seems like a lot, we do have to hire highly skilled employees for our manufacturing and for our plants and everything. So I'm okay with spending more there, and we always have been. But I feel like we can cut some places like telecommunication or certain technologies. But I've never worked for a company of this caliber. Um, in this field. So I'm still not quite sure exactly what other companies, I guess, in this market are doing. Now, those are a lot of issues many CIOs face, as I'm sure you remember when you first started out. I did see that in your background that you've been a CIO for quite some time in a couple companies. But the second you move into a different market, you have the same exact fears and the same doubts. You're not sure where to cut, where to spend more, or exactly what to do. So I could totally understand. Something Gardner offers that I really think is of utmost value is really just our data. We have the largest data bank that is completely unbiased in the world. So all the data that we give you, whether it's through our contract service, the budget tools, anything, um, even that you just search on our website, it's going to be completely unbiased. So that way you can make the best decision for you, your team, but also your company as a whole. Um, That'd be an awesome source of information for me to have. What are the different ways that you can give that to your customers? So the main way that we give all of our clients that information and that data is through our CIO package through a couple different ways, and I'll explain that in a minute, but I wanted to talk about a service that you get with that CIO package that really handles that key concern you had about your expenditures, and that's our contract review system. And I really think this is going to be beneficial for you, at least for this key concern that you already shared. So this contract review system, it reviews the contracts such as, phone, internet, rent, printing, whatever it is in the company, and that we break it down after we get all the information. And so besides a breakdown, we also compare you to other companies in the field. So other green manufacturing companies that you said is a different market than what you're used to. So this way you can see what they're spending, what they're allocating their funds to and what they're spending on. And so that way you can compare yourself to them in that regard. So let's say, for instance, their most green manufacturing plants like Arcland are spending, 75,000 in telecommunication. But say Arcland is doing 100 to 150,000 in telecommunication. You're going to see that and go, all right, if we're closer to 100,000, that's only a little bit more. But say Arcland, spent upwards of 150,000, that's a pretty big gap, and that might be something that you want to look at with your CFO or with anybody else on your team. But again, this is all unbiased information, so that's going to be something that you can handle on your own. We're not going to tell you, hey, you should look at this or you should look at this. We're just going to give you the information and you can do with it what you decide. I feel like that contract review service is going to come in handy short term, long term. I can look at what I'm doing and then look at a competitor and make decisions based off that with my team. Now, what other things came with this CIO package that you were talking about besides this contract review service? Awesome. I'm glad I can solve that problem for you today while I'm here. So the other cost optimization tool you get with the CIO package with Gardner is the IT budget tool. This IT budget tool with the contract review system really gives you a clear picture of how our Glen is spending with all of the other competitors in the market. So you're getting a CIO level breakdown, you're getting a normal breakdown, you're getting contract reviews, of what Gartner is spending, and then that way you can compare it to all of your other competitors out there. Both of these optimization tools have saved most of our clients anywhere from even upwards of $1 million to hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I really think that this is beneficial for you in the long run. But you do get a couple other things with the CIO package I'll get into. So the number one thing I think personally with the CIO package is you just get complete access to our database. So let me show you what that means. So when you go onto Gartner, we do have some of our database open to the public. You go onto Gartner's website, search your question, you need to find this out. You get a couple hundred responses. All right. And that is still a lot of information that is readily for you at your fingertips. However, that is nothing in comparison to what this database can give you. So let me show you what my Gartner is, which is going to be the complete access to our database that you would get when you sign up with this CIO package. So that same question now has hundreds of thousands of responses. So as you can just see in the pure numbers, what benefit this can be in the long run, where you can just, oh, I have a question, search it, and you have so much data ready for you at your fingertips. Does this sound like something that you would be interested in? I think that's awesome that you guys have such a big database with all of this research and unbiased opinions and everything, but I really don't have the time to sit there and go through hundreds of thousands of results. I mean, I almost feel like I would have to hire an assistant just to go answer a question for me. Um, it's awesome, but again, this is something, those cost optimization tools sounded awesome, but I really feel like all the data is there and that's awesome, but I really just feel like all of the results are something that I'm actually not going to really need or use with the service. I completely understand. You did just get the position, and I'm sure you are not going to have time to go through hundreds of thousands of data sets for quite some time. But keep in mind, other people on your team can use it. So while you might not be able to, maybe your CEO, your CFO, whoever else is on your specific team there at Arkland really can actually benefit from this, even though it's not you directly, it can really benefit the team overall. Real quick, and before I wrap this up, the last aspect of this CIO package that I want to talk to you about probably might have the most value to you. Gary, we would give you an executive partner. And what that means is we would pair you with a former CIO of another green company, of another green manufacturing company. So that way, any questions that you have, since you did just get into this market in this field, you can ask them directly and they can walk you through their steps, what they did, the same questions they probably had. They can answer, for you, and you can meet with them one on one. Something that we can't really do that much, but it's something that they'll work with your schedule and you can work with them. And so I really think that that's the key factor and key selling point of the CIO package is that executive partner for you as a CIO to work with directly another former CIO, excuse me. But they can give you that knowledge that they learned being a CIO in this industry and really help you prosper and flourish. Um, so at the end of the day, those are the three main things in the CIO package are the access to My Gardener with all of the unbiased information, the two cost optimization tools that we talked about that are really going to save you the most amount of money, and then the executive partner that is really specific for you as a CIO in order to get all of that hands-on knowledge that, yeah, you're going to have at the end of your career, but this way you can get it during your career. I'm really intrigued by the CIO package overall. Besides not using the data as much, like I mentioned, everything else intrigues me very much. I'm probably going to have to talk to my CFO about the package and if it's feasible, but run some numbers by me and I think I can, talk to her and we'll see what she says. No problem. And if you want to maybe have another meeting with your CFO, I can probably go into a little more detail with the numbers then for you, okay? But let's look at some right now, shall we? So it's about as you can see in the paper, it's a 3-year standard contract. Okay. The first year is 95,000, the second year is 98, and then the third year is 101. And then it has a little breakdown for the CIO and your team members right there, okay? Now remember, you get 3 great benefits with this CIO package, and I really think that they're just going to be beneficial to you no matter what. All of our data, both cost optimization tools, that IT budget, and then that contract review system we talked about that is really going to help with those expenditures. But really, that executive partner, so you can know where to go in this new market, I really think are going to benefit you in the long run, Gary. Now, you said a lot of awesome things about this package, like the tools and especially that executive partner that could really help me out. But that's just a very big price tag, and I was not expecting it to be that much while we were having this conversation. But like I said, you presented a lot of good information to me, and I'm very much considering it. I just really need to talk this over with my CFO, Beatrice, about the price tag. That's very, very hefty. I completely understand. It is a very hefty price tag, especially when you're first looking at it. A lot of our clients now said the same thing about the price tag. It's a lot. I don't see the benefit. There's no ROI. But just think about, like I said, those cost optimization tools that can save you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, as well as that executive partner. They're going to be there for you, and they come through once, they're going to come through again, and it's something that you really can't put that price tag on. But I mean, as you can tell, Gardner tried. Um, but then also just all of that data, and that's not going to benefit just you, but it's also going to benefit your team. I'll give you a couple handouts with some of the information that I talked about. The one that I already gave you with the pricing you can keep, and then I have a couple more I can give you. Um, so if you need to go talk it over with your CFO, that's totally fine. Did you want to set up a follow-up appointment? Or I can call you maybe in about a week or two and just touch base and see where you guys are at and see if we can make something happen later. Awesome, Anna. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll take this. I'll take all the information. I'll meet with Beatrice sometime this week. I should be able to get back to you, if not in a week and a half, like you said, about 2 weeks. If you don't hear from me, maybe give me a call or an email. We can touch base, set up another appointment. But I really loved hearing what you had to say. And thank you for giving me something to think about. And I have another meeting to get to, but it was great to meet you. And thank you for all the information. And I hope you have a great day, Anna. Gary, yeah, that works for me. Thank you again for taking time out of your schedule today to meet with me. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will talk to you later.